We didn't know what the end game was for the Iran war when it started. And now, more than 4 months on, we still don't know what the end game is. I just wanted to give you a few thoughts of what's been happening the past few days. So, we're seeing these clashes between the two sides, not just clashes, full blown strikes. We've seen this before, but it seems to be a lot more intense now. So the concern, of course, is whether this continues into full out war. I don't think either side really wants that. But we do have a situation now where Iran will continue to flex its muscle over the Strait of Hormuz because it can. And you also have a situation where every time Iran is upset with the US or not happy about something, it can retaliate by striking US allies in the region. So you've got a situation where the whole world is going to feel the impact because the whole world's economy is affected by what happens in the Strait of Hormuz. And then you've also got a very volatile region that is completely on edge because they're worried about potential strikes from Iran. So we're probably likely to see more of this continue. Iran continue to try and flex its muscle over the Strait of Hormuz, especially given that the US midterms are coming up in November, midterm elections, and that puts more pressure on the US administration to try and wrap this whole thing up, which is hard to do. And they may have to make more compromises as a result to try and get this over with. So, the one major potential escalation we should look out for is if the US decides to take over Karg Island. This is the island where the majority of Iran's oil exports come from. This is something Trump has talked about in the past, and he repeated it this week. The reason they haven't done it is because it would involve US ground troops, and potentially that would mean more casualties for the US. So we have Trump, who campaigned to keep the US out of forever wars, now embroiled in this war that's really hard to get out of. And essentially, what you've got with the US and Israel starting this war is really poke the hornet's nest.